Hello and welcome to another episode of Talking with Tanya. In this episode, we're gonna. Oh, I brought Gonzo again. Why not?
Right.
But we're gonna talk about the theme of today's episode is friendships, what we've learned from them, or just relationships in general. Like, I truly believe people are mirrors, and the way I mean that is that when you meet someone, you find qualities you don't like and what you do like. And how they act and how they make you feel. And now you start to learn more about yourself and like, I'm going to learn from this and take it into the next relationship. Yeah. So everybody's a mirror. They can also open your perspective to see like, whoa, I didn't think about things like that. And then you keep that perspective and now it becomes a part of who you are. So.
Yeah. It's funny because I was thinking about another more specific like mirroring. One of my best friends that was younger than me. Well, I think of him more like my little brother.
Yeah.
I met him at church, and because he reminded me of me, I suppose, like I liked him from the beginning. Like I was like, oh, cool, or whatever, right? But then him being a teenager, I would see him act out as a teenager, and he did all of like the stuff I cringed the most about that I did. So even though he was one of my favorite people, I had sometimes some of the hardest times with him. Wow. Because he was a reminder of how I used to be. Ooh. So I would like be a lot harsher about it. Like I wouldn't be rude or mean to him.
Yeah.
There were a couple times where I guess I could say I lost my cool. I was like, hey, cut that shit out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it was just stuff like him talking back to his mom, or like him imploding in a social situation that like wasn't going his way.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking like I felt like I acted out like that at his age, you know?
Yeah.
So when I would see him do it, I would have a really rough time with it. Like I'd be like, don't be that way. Yeah.
Yeah. But it would help him, no?
Yeah. I mean, he's more mature now, but there were times where he would just get frustrated with me. But luckily he looked up to me, so he would like allow some influence, and I was just trying to help him. Like I wasn't trying to tell him to be me or be different.
Yeah.
Just, stuff like that. Like you didn't have to have that fight, you could have been nicer to that person.
So like how he acted reflected your values, huh?
Yeah, and it reminded me of some of like my bigger mistakes or like cringy moments, like, yeah.
Where you probably learned the hard way too, where you didn't have like your big brother telling you.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I had like older male, what are they called? Like role models and stuff, like around, like my cousins, my uncle. But
and they would tell you like, don't act like that.
Yeah, but I wasn't around them too much, I would say, when I was acting out. Yeah. I think around the time I was acting out, like, I don't know, 13 to 14 or whatever, we weren't really going to family gatherings, maybe. Oh. What do you think you've learned from
relationships, right? That's what I was trying to think right now. Like from friendships. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, back to the friendships. I feel like I've kind of experienced a lot of different type of people now I'm looking back, and I have, I look back and I think all of my people pleasing tendencies and like, I think like how much I overgave a lot and I feel like I didn't get enough in return. I feel like people didn't really see me like how I wish I wanted to be seen, like I want to say like, I don't think people really knew me,
I think it's a fair statement considering, well, for one, like you said, there was a time where you weren't really around. And then two, when you were around, you're probably masking more often than now.
Because I wanted to be liked. Yeah. I struggled with fitting in. And I want to tie this into work because so I'm thankful I finally got a job and today was my first day of work.
Yeah, yeah.
But I got that sense of not feeling like I didn't fit in again, And it's crazy because I want to talk about how the other day I told you, I feel like I'm finally in a place in my life where I don't need external validation.
Yeah.
I could finally be me and I don't need people to validate
myself
that.
Happy.
I don't need someone to help me feel secure in myself, I just feel that by myself. But it was really tested today because, and I remember other instances where it was tested, like when I took like classes at the college, like I always feel like I'm there, and then there's like these challenges comes in and say, are you sure you're there? So then with work today, it just felt like I was putting out all this energy, being myself, not holding back, asking a bunch of questions, and I'm just like even making jokes, being the first to volunteer something, and I'm just like, I'm trying to, so I think my purpose too with that is like I want other people to feel safe around me. Like, you're okay to act yourself too.
Feel more comfortable around you.
And I think the sense that I get from people is that people are afraid of being perceived these days,
For sure.
Of like being like the attention on them. And a part of me feels like a part of that is tied to social media.
Absolutely. That's what I was thinking right now.
Yeah.
Is because there's so much more comparison and people are trying to show off, that I could see that that's why we've gone in that direction, like as culturally, that like if you are seen, you want to like stunt on people, you know? And
Yeah.
it's like, and then if you're always trying to be cool, then you got to question how you express yourself. And
Yeah. Well, and then the other side of that is like if you do something cringy and a bunch of people agree that it's cringy and you so happen to do that thing, you're starting to think, I can't show that part of myself
Yeah.
anymore. And that's not cool, you know?
I want to get to the point where I truly don't give a fuck.
That right?
Like
That's where I
get
want
to
to
the
be
point
too.
where like I could have a room full of people laughing at me and it does not move the needle. Like
Right.
it doesn't affect me.
But it's like
I'll just be like, I agree to disagree, you know?
I know, and the same. But I was put in that situation today, and it's not even a room full of people. It's just a couple people,
Yeah.
and I'm just like,
And
why is this affecting
like,
this me? So exactly, why is it affecting me so much? I feel like I needed that external validation today, and but it made me reflect. So now that I know that I need it, now I know to work on it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm trying to tell myself, you know what? Maybe like, it could have been a variety of things. I feel like my mind likes to default to the worst case scenario. They were thinking this, this, and this, and this, and that about me. Or like I was being too much. That's one of my biggest fears, is being too much, you know, because that's something I got.
I've definitely,
you know,
yeah,
you
I've
too?
been there. For
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
I don't even know why I asked.
I've been too much around you as like a mild adult. Like imagine me in high school. I was the kind of kid that would run down the street and yell something, and you could get me to yell something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like stupid shit. Like you could be like, oh, just run down the street and yell balls, and I'd be like balls, and I'd run down the street. I was always like doing too much.
Yeah. Yeah, but there was definitely those people who told you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that hurt. Like what?
Yeah, you feel weird.
Yeah.
And then also when you see people being cringe, like when it's truly cringe, not just like you differ in forms of expressing yourself. Like when somebody does something whack, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everybody's like, ugh, nobody liked that, you know? That's the feeling you get. You feel like you messed up. When really they just don't have the same sense of humor.
It's like, especially if no one sticks up for you, if everybody,
Yeah,
if maybe other
like,
people agrees. Oh, that's the worst thing. But
he added texture to the snake.
Did he? He did. What? He probably did it this morning.
That's cool.
Sick ass. Oh, people draw on this. There's a snake around bamboo right there. Back to what were we talking about? Okay. So what? Yeah, you said you learn more from relationships or friendships. What else did you learn? You know, and okay, let me just say.
Yeah.
I almost feel bad expressing this, right? Expressing like my discomforts or like things I didn't like about friendships. So I almost feel like I have to hold back for fear of like hurting people's feelings, I guess you could say.
I felt like that for a long time, but the reason why I feel like it's okay to share, as long as like maybe I don't bring out names and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Is because it's my truth. It's your truth. Like you're gonna be sorry about your feelings.
Yeah, also, I like looking at it like that.
Also, like if somebody did something bad to you and you suffered for it, now you're gonna cover up for them so they look good. It's not like we're out here outing people to shame them. Yeah. You're just sharing something that you went through. And in that sense, I don't think you should censor it. I think you're doing yourself a disservice.
I'm also, and the reason what's pushing me to even speak on this is because I want to share my experiences to see if people relate, which I honestly feel like a lot of people will. Yeah. You know, and it just makes you, if anything, my goal is to help people become more insightful. Yeah. You know, and to like make decisions to change their life. If like, because I feel like what's holding a lot of people back is fear of the unknown. Like I always was scared of being alone. I always stuck with, there's times I stuck with friends even though it made me uncomfortable because I just didn't want to be by myself.
Same.
You know?
Especially during middle school.
Yeah. And there's been times where that happened anyways. I sat by myself at every school I've ever been to.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I'm just like, and I hated the feeling of it. Quickly I went to go try and find someone to talk to. I'm like, it only makes you think, what's wrong with me? Yeah. You know?
And you reminded me of a quote. I don't know who said it. I saw it on a meme, so I have no idea who it was like repurposed. But it said, don't drink poison just because you're thirsty. And that's what I took from that was like, don't be around bad company just because you're lonely. Yes. And I did that a lot. I would hang out with people that every time I was done hanging out with them, I'd be like, why do I keep doing that? But then I'd get bored or lonely, and I'd be like, oh, let me go, you know.
And don't get me wrong, there's also been good times with those people.
Yeah.
You know, it's why he stuck around, because there's like times I've
But there are
laughed.
some people that was
Yeah.
pretty like, yeah. But like you said, there's some people in the middle. Like you were saying, a mirror, right? I noticed a pattern, something really embarrassing.
What?
That specifically during high school, not so much middle school, but specifically during high school, my freshman year, I think maybe I was trying to be too cool or something, or I don't know where my mind was at. But I realized, because I had altercations with several people.
Yeah.
And one day I chose to be self-reflective about it, because I was like, what is happening, right?
Yeah.
And I realized that a handful of those people, enough people, weren't like that with anybody else.
Oh, wow.
So then I thought, oh, I'm acting a certain way, or I'm doing a certain thing that's
I have
making
to be the
people
problem.
disrespect me or whatever in that fashion.
Yeah.
And I think it was also part of like being a people pleaser and stuff like that, like my behaviors and stuff, like things I would back down on, or things I would like, succeed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, and then you start thinking about your behaviors and stuff, and yeah, like I remember there was a number of people in a certain time period where I was like, man, they really respected me when they met me.
Dang.
And it's so different now. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like I remember thinking like,
that's a hard pill to swallow.
One of the number one things I remember was ignoring. When I
They would
first
ignore you?
met them, anything I would say they would catch, and then there would be times where I would saying something to them, and it didn't matter what the fuck was happening in the room. Everything else was more important. Somebody could throw something in the trash,
Wow.
and they would watch that, or somebody could like drop something and they would listen to that, or it could literally be like a science class and they're showing us a video that nobody's watching, and he'll watch it while I'm trying to say something to him.
Wow, that's tough.
So it's like when you know it's over bullshit, you're like, okay, that's like you're trying to tell me something, or that's you're saying something with that, right?
Yeah.
And I would still be friends with people that would do things like that to me.
Wow.
Which would make them do more of those things to me.
Yeah.
And then it's funny because it got to a point where I think like my sophomore year, I got into this like fuck everybody mode. And so I stopped doing that. And if people did stuff like that, I let them know it bothered me, and I wasn't around them anymore. And so like all of a sudden, a lot of people snapped right out of it. Like they stopped treating me like that.
Wow.
But again, I think it's because I was allowing it, whether it was like a delusion of people pleasing or what, like I'll let them disrespect me just so we hang out. I don't know. But also I had to self-reflect on like annoying things I did, because I also knew that I would do things that would trigger people, on top of the fact that I would allow them to.
But I like that you said that. No, I like how you stood up for yourself, right? Because you need to bring the clarity to the situation, because people are just ignoring it, whether you or them.
Well, I got to an extreme point where like after a year of it, like your whole year, you have people disrespecting you, and it was more than that. It was probably like a year and a half. But I got to the point where I was like, I want to be alone, so I'm not scared of being alone anymore. Like I was like, I'm just gonna like be open about how I feel about certain things, because I'm losing this way anyways. You know what I mean? Like it's.
But that's another quality I learned to admire in friendships, is because what to me, I thought of the potential that they're doing that, ignoring you, because maybe it was something annoying you were doing that bothered them, and they just don't know how to respond. So a quality I admire in friendships that I learned is someone who speaks up and says, hey, this bothers me.
Yeah.
You know, instead of just ignoring it. And that's a quality I had to learn to develop with a few past of my friendships. And it was tough. It was hard in the beginning. In even like cutting ties with some people, I had to express hard truths that I knew they probably
weren't ready to hear or want to hear.
Yeah, but it's like I also my thought process was, how are they gonna fix what the problem is if they don't know what it is?
Yeah.
You know? So I was trying to come at it from a place of like, I'm trying to help you at the same time. But
it's funny you say that, because when it's difficult things or embarrassing things, right, it's easy for people to become defensive. I'm speaking from my own perspective. Like I've seen it, and I myself have been quick to be like, you know, like when somebody says something I don't want to hear, even, especially if it's true. And I remember we had this roommate, and again, I won't say his name, but I remember when he first met us, he was like over the top, and it looked like he was trying to impress us, and he like threw us all off, which was like such a bummer, because like I remember we liked him like the first 15 minutes that we met him, and then he started talking up all this crazy stuff, and we were just like, oh,
to impress you?
You're one of those guys, yeah.
Oh.
And I remember he was always talking about hanging out with strippers and how he had sex with all these strippers. And I went to a strip club with him one time because I was like, I don't believe you. But if you're right, then let me capitalize on this. Maybe you got some crazy game I don't know about you put me on. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Let's see. Let's see if what you're saying is so great. So I remember we went to a strip club together, and it was the lamest thing ever, dude. Like, they charged us to come in, or they made me like buy a drink for like $17, something dumb like that. And then we're sitting there, and like the person he's supposed to meet is supposedly in like the back room getting ready. And before I know it, we're like waiting for this person for like an hour and a half. And I'm like, is she not going to at least dance on the stage or something? Like, does she not work? Is she like hiding from you? Like, I remember thinking in my head, like,
he's on the bottom of her list.
Like, what is she doing in the back for so long? Is she ducking you? You know what I mean? Yeah. And then I remember he was like texting her and she wouldn't really text. And then when she did text, it was like the runaround stuff. And I was just like, and then finally I told him, I was like, dude, take me home. I was like, because we went in his car. And then,
don't you hate that, being out with friends you don't really like vibe with that well?
And I wasted
or you're uncomfortable, and then they're the ones driving, so you're just like, I feel stuck in this situation.
Yeah, at that point I was like, bro, you gotta take me home. And then he was like, all right, dude. And so we go home, and then that's it. I just went to my room. He was in the other room. And then the next day or two, I see him again, and he's like, oh yeah, I effed her and I ghosted her. And I'm like, I was there, dude. I'm like, I was with you. I know your dynamic with her.
Yeah.
Like, she wouldn't even come out and say hi. Like, I've seen people duck with more finesse. Like, because what I thought is maybe she's just trying to get money out of him. Yeah. And he was getting simped or something like that. But even then, she could come out in her little outfit and hug us and then go back to the back room, and that's, and then get us all excited or whatever her plan is, right? But like, she never even came out. So I'm like, bruh. Yeah. So he would say crazy stuff like that. And I thought to help him, because everybody saw through what he was saying, and everybody would cringe at what he would do.
Wow. And he wouldn't see it.
No. Oh. Or he was like super delusional, or I don't know what. And so I remember one day he smoked weed, and I was smoking weed at the time. So I was like, hey, come smoke with me on the balcony. And so I closed the door. Usually we just close the screen door sometimes. And so I closed both, so like nobody hears us. You know what I mean? Like, I closed the glass door. I don't think anybody was home, or if Desmond was, he was like in his room. Yeah. His roommate wasn't there. And I'm sitting there smoking with him. And so we get to a certain point where we're like fairly high and we're joking and all that. And I go, okay, maybe this would be a good time to bring it up. Yeah. And I don't remember how I brought it up, but basically I was like, hey man, you say like a lot of crazy stuff, bro. Yeah. And I was like, I guess you could make the argument right now that I don't know for sure that most of the stuff you're lying about. And I was like, but I know you've lied about some stuff. Ooh. And because it sounds like everything else you're saying, it makes it sound like you're always lying. Dang. And I remember he got super defensive and upset, and he was like, fuck you. Like, why are you coming at me like that? I thought we were just going to smoke. And I'm like, coming at you? And I remember he offended me. Like, he got me mad real fast. Wow. Just like his attitude about it was so bad. And I remember.
But hold on. I think his attitude being bad is almost like a telltale sign that it's true.
Yes. Yeah. Like, it hurt him because he knew, because he was like, oh, they know, you know?
Yeah, they caught me.
Yeah. And I remember being like, I remember telling him, like, chill out. I was like, right now you're coming at me crazy. I was like, if I wanted to humiliate you, if I was coming after you, I would have said that to you in front of everybody in the apartment. But no, I pulled you to the side because I'm trying to do you a favor. I was like, I'm telling you about something that everybody knows is bullshit, and like, you should drop that act. Yeah. Like, I was like, I've talked to everybody, like the roommates, and I'm like, and we like it when you don't do that. Like, when you're just yourself, that's when we vibe with you. Yeah. When you're not talking up this crazy story, when we're just hanging out. And I remember he got all angry and stuff, and he got stuck on it, and he just went to his room. But I remember thinking, like, fuck it, I don't care.
Did that
Somebody
end the
had
friendship?
to tell him. It would never had a friendship. He wasn't the kind of person I wanted to be friends with. No. But in those stages, I was trying. Oh. But that was the guy that I told you that was like rubbing on my friend's feet when she was drunk. He was doing that weird stuff.
Okay, we don't have to add that part.
But I'm just saying, just so you guys know why I did not want to be friends with him. It's not just because we differed in senses of humor or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, he did things that I could not.
So you want me to
abide.
include this?
Yes. And he'll know who he is by that.
Oh my gosh.
I don't care.
Okay.
I had to live with him.
Respectful.
And what makes me mad too is that night I went to bed early, so I wasn't there for most of it. Like I didn't notice it.
Ooh.
He better thank God for that, because I would have put my hands on him if I was awake for that.
Yeah.
Drunk?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not have hesitated to defend her honor drunk.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
But yeah.
Back to the point when I brought up like, oh, when he was getting defensive, and it's like, oh, it's he's getting so angry because it's true.
Yes.
You know? And I think one reason why we struggled with staying in relationships or friendships that weren't necessarily healthy for us is because we can see that it's an insecurity. We know that we not only know that what they're presenting is false, but why they're doing it. And now we feel empathy towards that.
Yeah.
So now we're like feel inclined to be like, I'll still be your friend because I see you, and
I remember thinking about all the ways I tried to be too cool when I was younger, and I was like, he's still doing this as a man. Like I knew I wasn't perfect. I'm still not perfect.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you learn more or whatever. But like I remember feeling like, yo, like I stopped doing stuff like that in the 7th grade.
Yeah.
And you're fucking 24 and you're still doing this shit.
Oh wow.
And that's what it feels like. That's what people think about when you do that. Like somebody in middle school.
Yeah.
You know? Like imagine you hear some guy that's like 25 and he's like always being like, oh, I get bitches or this and that. You're like, bro, that's how my friend talked when he was 14. But you know what I mean? Like that kind of a thing where you're just like, what are you doing? But yeah, I was just trying to help him because I realized, like, for one, he was a pretty good looking guy. Like I would say his face was handsome. Like he had a handsome face. He was out of shape, but like you can fix that.
Yeah.
And I remember just thinking, like, dude, like you could do pretty well for yourself. Yeah. Like in general, with the ladies and with enough. People. Like I like you when you're being sincere. Like when you're being sincere, like I could see us being friends. But it's your need to always bring up these crazy stories that I'm just like, can't be around that, you know? Yeah.
And then you did your part. You tried until.
Oh, I really tried. I tried until he got weird with my friend. That's when I was like, I don't care if you can get better. I was like, no. Yeah. And then the way he got about that too. He got all defensive about that and started calling her like she was easy and all this stuff. And we almost got into a physical altercation over it. He made the mistake of saying that he was going to throw me over the balcony. And that's when I started seeing red. Oh. And I remember one of our roommates, he like came over and like stopped it. Like he got in between. He was like, "Come on, guys!" And we both really liked him, so it was good. Like, it was
that's good.
Because at least out of his respect for him, we were like, "All right, whatever, dude."
There's one negative thing about myself that I feel like I still have to like work on is that I think sometimes now as like an adult and like now I know like, oh, I'm chill, I'm cool, I actually have friends that love and appreciate me now, and it's a good feeling, right? But now I feel sometimes I struggle with people like new friends, right?
Okay.
Trying to make new friends because
like new connections in general.
Yeah, because I think I need extra effort from them in order for
to get that other feeling.
No, in order for us to work out as friends. And I think where that comes from is like I need the constant reassurance and validation that you really do like me and that you really do, you know, fuck with me, in order for me to feel like safe enough to be your friend, if that makes sense.
I think there's two sides to that. I think there's the side of you worrying about not relying on that so much, which is natural. Like I want to be conscious of that too. But also the kind of friendships that we have, we tell each other we love each other all the time, and we try to. I think because we vibe so well, it comes natural to be like doting on each other, to always be like, I'm happy to see you. You look good. Like literally, if you have a nice fit on, we say something. If Jimmy comes in looking spiffy or Gabriel, we're like, hey. Yeah. And it's like, and you just want to do it. It doesn't feel like you're trying. Like they come over and you're just like, I'm happy to see you. What can I say nice about you?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I like that side of it.
So because you're not there yet with them, it might feel like you can't get there with them. Does that make sense? Because maybe we're so we vibe at such a similar frequency that we were able to get there faster, and that's why we're stronger friends. So when you don't see that progress in people, you think that it might never get there.
And you think it can?
Yes, because I think it builds with differently with different people. Yeah, you know. Yeah, Well, I don't know. See, it's trippy because now that I think about it, I feel like I'm like lying because all of my best friends, it was pretty damn instant.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, that's cool.
It wasn't very long before we were getting along and
Yeah.
laughing and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, you're
And then
right.
John, I was his best friend within 5 minutes. Like, and
Aw.
everybody knew it.
Yeah.
And then same thing with Kobe. The first night we hung out and
Yeah.
like we really talked about like personal things and bonded over that.
Mhm.
Like that, I like that was just it.
Mhm.
And I love that feeling that like you can really say anything.
Yes.
Because I have a wild sense of humor and I've been exposed to a lot of dark things.
Mhm.
So I come up with a lot of inappropriate jokes.
Yeah.
And kind of to not feel crazy, I like to share them because
Mhm.
I'm like, am I disturbed? Right?
And you know
So
what? And I feel like I don't ever find any. Do you say some of those
I don't
jokes?
share the heaviest stuff with you. I don't. I don't know if it's because you're a
Wow.
lady or maybe
Okay.
because I like don't want you to look at me weird in that way. Because at least with a guy, if I
Yeah.
scare him,
I
I'm
was gonna
like,
say I don't think I've ever felt disturbed, but
because like with a guy, if
Uh-huh.
he's disturbed, I'm like, don't be a bitch, you know. But like with you, if
Mhm.
you're disturbed, there might be something wrong with me. You know what I mean? Like that's how I see it differently.
Interesting. Okay.
Because you're in my head more grounded.
Ah,
Does
I
that make
love
sense?
that. What a beautiful compliment. Thank you.
Like versus with a guy, we could be pretty far lost, but whatever, we're lost together.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? Like we
Mhm.
could be inappropriate together,
Mhm.
but maybe
Yeah, but I feel like I don't take life too serious sometimes.
no.
Or like in that aspect.
But
I'm
I
like,
also feel like I've said some stuff to you before, and
yeah.
it, like you'll wear it for a
Like
bit.
oh really? It didn't
Like,
land. Okay, but moving on to the next thing I wanted to talk about was our fasting,
oh
bro.
my
Our
god.
fasting, we did 3 days no eating.
72 hours.
Let's
Salt and
go.
water only. Next time we got to get that powder though that has potassium and magnesium.
Yes.
Because I feel like we'll feel so much better.
Yeah, bro.
I felt like we felt just good enough with the salt, but we were missing.
You know what? I think maybe that's part of the reason that affected my sleep. Because I know
magnesium is heavy on sleep. So if you're deficient, I did feel like it was hard to stay asleep.
Yeah.
You had trouble falling asleep, and I had trouble staying asleep.
No, me too. I had trouble staying asleep too.
Because I would like sleep for like 2-3 hours and then wake up and be like, and feel like I didn't need to sleep.
And then yesterday when I was working out, I was drinking a lot of water. I felt like I had to throw up water again.
Yeah.
That's a sign of low electrolyte imbalance. I was like, wow, like it's because of the fast.
Yeah.
But other than that, we did a good job.
72 hours, nothing. I didn't have a sip of alcohol. I didn't smoke any weed.
I was tempted to.
I didn't hit my nicotine pen because there's I guess you get an insulin response from it because of the syrup in it. I don't know if it's just so like I remember hearing about a study that said that even though it's diet soda, sometimes in the beginning weeks for some people they still get insulin responses because the body associates it like it's a repeated behavior, right?
Yeah.
If you always drink soda and then it spikes your blood sugar, when you drink a sweet soda, even though you consciously know it's diet, sometimes your body might still be like, hey, that's that thing happening again, and it releases insulin even though you don't need it, I guess. So yeah, because of the syrup, or maybe because there's actual sugar in it that still gets into my system even though I'm just inhaling it.
Hey, what are you doing, buddy?
It's yeah, I just remember reading that, so I couldn't do that. That was the hardest. I already knew I was addicted to nicotine. Like anybody that smokes or vapes, like that's why you do it all the time. But I thought about hitting that thing like 1,000 times a day. I remember the first day that we did it.
Was that the hardest?
Yeah, because I remember by the time I said good morning to you and we checked in about how we slept and how we were feeling, like the first 12-hour stretch, I had already thought about hitting it like 35 times. And I had only been awake for like, I don't know, like 15 minutes or something like that. So I remember being like, this is a problem. And then you would say something funny or I'd get hungry, anything. Every little thing was like, oh, I could hit it right now. And then I was like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
But I will say this, after 3 days of just being cold turkey, I hit it less. I feel like I might be ramping up again.
Yeah, I figured you might.
But I definitely hit it way less today at work than I normally would in my vape.
Also, you did bring up that you're going to do it more consistently, so maybe it'll help, right?
Yeah. Also, like I said, I'm on the fence right now about that. I'm like going back and forth between quitting, but I'm really considering it because it's just...
What, the vape?
Yeah, it's just a dumb habit.
Oh, interesting. No, I was referring to like you said you're going to keep doing the fasting.
Yeah, periodically.
I feel like that's going to help you, right?
I want to do a 3-day fast at least once every 2 months. At least until I go, until we move or whatever.
But touching back on some of the beautiful benefits fasting brings, right? I just wanted a refresher.
Oh, yeah.
I know it, I guess, what is it? Once you reach ketosis, I guess? When does the cancer... Okay, so it kills cancer cells, right, at one point.
Yes.
It can help with insulin sensitivity.
Yes.
It can reset your digestive system, Oh, my favorite, stem cells.
Yes.
People pay thousands of dollars for stem cell therapy.
As much as like 50,000
when you can get
or
your
more.
body to do it for free.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was the number one.
Oh, how's your knee, by the way?
Way better.
Really?
Like, it's crazy.
Really?
I feel like the next time I do a 3-day fast, it'll be 100%. Like,
Dang.
like I'll have like my knees from college.
Yeah.
Well, my other knee's fine, but it that was one of the main things that inspired me. Obviously, I knew I would lose some weight from it, but I remember Googling, like, it's not an effective way to lose weight unless you do like a 30-day fast or something like that, you know?
30-day fast.
Or like a 2-3 week. I told you there was a bodybuilder that he was like no necking it. He was like super jacked, and then he did like a 32-day like fast or something where literally he just had water and salt, I guess, or like electrolytes, no sugar.
So it really made it define his muscles.
He lost muscle mass, but not as much as you would think. Wow. And he was just super vascular and like toned. Like it was crazy. His face, you saw it a lot in his face.
Yeah. Stop getting on the table. No.
But yeah, so he so that's why I know I can do it. But then again, you know, he's a massive guy. He has a lot of muscle, so he has places to take resources from. I feel like maybe the thinner you are or the less muscle mass you have in general, that's what makes it harder. Like me, I look like I carry a lot of weight because I do, like fat wise, but like I promise you, if you could like suck all the fat out of me right now, I'd be pretty lean. Like I don't have as much muscle mass as I think John thinks I do. So I was feeling it. I was like, I felt, you know, like I think I would have had a much easier time doing it when I was at like CSUN. Yeah.
I feel like for me, the hardest was the last couple hours. That was the hardest part of the whole
No, that's right. The only thing I could compare to the first day was like the last 2 hours. The last 2 hours
so
were hard.
ready to eat,
because I was like, it's just 2 hours, and I'm like, no, you said 72, not 70, and it's like
I felt like the last during the end of the second day, I just really felt like my stomach was like, now, like this is enough, right? But we kept saying, what do we keep saying? Resolve. So that
you're like, oh, I could go for a bowlie, or you'd be like, oh, I'm hungry for some sopa, and I'd be like, I'm hungry for some resolve. It's like, I want some resolve.
I do, right, me too.
and to be honest with you, I was in the same seat as you, but I was like, I gotta say something different. I can't bandwagon. We can't both slip. You know what I mean?
You're right. And then there's times where you and then I would, okay.
Like there's times where I tell you I'm having a tough time, and you'd be like, not me. You'd be like, resolve.
But towards the end of the second night, I was like, the stomach pains are really coming. You know, the hunger pains, and then the next day it just continued. It stayed all throughout the day. I was like, man, I could really go for like a burger, a burrito. I remember we're talking about BLTs and how beautiful we had BLTs today, man.
Yeah,
it made you just appreciate it so much more. Like I really do feel grateful.
Yeah.
But that's something I do think we should continue doing the fasting. It was a cool experience. I feel like we did get benefits from it.
It's like so I remember hearing that story that I told you about from this lady that had like an ACL tear or something. Yeah. She had surgery, but it was never quite the same. She would have difficult days. Yeah. I think it depended on the weather. Like I think it would get tight on her when it was cold. And so she was like, I'm going to look at another approach, right? And then she ended up learning about fasting. And from what I remember her saying is that after the 48-hour mark is when you really start I guess repurposing or giving purpose to your stem cells. Yeah. So what I learned from that, or I ended up looking into it a little bit, and it's not that you just create stem cells out of nowhere. Yeah. It's that you have some in your body already, but
and
they're like dormant for the most part. And so that's why, then you can activate them for like whatever's wrong with your body.
And for those who don't know what stem cells are and why they're so great, they can literally become new cells.
Any cell. A stem cell could be skin, an eyeball,
bone.
Yeah. That's what makes them amazing.
Repair your gut lining.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And so when I heard that she said by the third day she felt no pain, she said the second day she felt way less pain, and she was like, "Whoa." Excuse me. And then the third day, no pain whatsoever. So I don't know if she did like a 96-hour fast or just the 72-hour fast, but she said by the fourth and fifth day, like she knew like the pain was not coming back, and it still hasn't. And I noticed a massive a massive amount of progress in my knee. Because remember I told you it felt like it was going backwards?
Yeah.
And then it felt okay, but still not solid, but better.
Mm-hmm.
Like today I was playing with it. Like today at work, I was doing like those one leg like jump squat things. And like I was purposely landing on my left leg when I got out of the truck on purpose, all my weight. And I'm pretty heavy guy. So
it wasn't giving you issues?
No, there was one part where I felt a pinch, but just for a second, and it was way towards the end of the day. And I also noticed that I was having negative thoughts when I felt it.
Oh, wow.
Like I was stuck on like a dumb argument that I was imagining in my head about something. Like, what if it gets to something?
I just want to throw a disclaimer out there real quick. We are not medical health professionals. Yeah. I don't want to like promote this and, you know, have people
like you should still
do it wrong. Yeah, consult an expert.
Yeah. But the funny thing about so then it said so I don't think her injury. I think her injury was worse than mine. That's what inspired me to try it, and I've noticed already that it's way better.
Oh, that's good.
And with that in mind, also, so like from what I understood, the way it works is within the first 24 hours is when you really start depleting your glycogen storages, and then that puts you into ketosis. I feel like after 24 hours. So the second day, it's mainly more ketosis.
Yeah.
Like you're burning fat and stuff. But yeah, supposedly the third day on is when you're supposed to go into autophagy, from what I understand, the 72-hour mark. I mean, the 48-hour mark onwards. And autophagy is supposed to be the state that your body enters when you're not eating for prolonged amounts of time. So you have no insulin spikes. And from what I've heard from different people, they've phrased it as going into flight or fight. And so because your body starts freaking out and you're like not eating, it takes on like a more conscious role on fixing anything that is wrong in your body. So you like eat bad cells, cancer cells, things like that. That's why people have also used it to fight cancer. I told you that Western medicine doctor that said first thing he do is a 7-day fast. And I'm like, that's crazy. There has to be something there.
I'm telling you, so many good benefits.
Discipline. It helps with discipline. Mentally speaking, it helps you with resolve because it's such a grueling experience that if you get through it. There's so many times
you had to push.
It bolsters your resolve.
Yeah. You know, and I almost want to try it by myself now because that's a bigger test. It's a bigger test, and it was already difficult with you, but we had each other to motivate. So now I'm curious what it would be.
I liked doing it with you because I feel like if I had to do it by myself, I might like cheat it. And when I mean cheat it, I don't mean like go back on it and not do it, but I'd probably just sleep all day just to get through it, or try to, you know. But yeah, it was tough at times, but then it also felt great when it wasn't tough. And then like every 24 hours that we would accrue, we were like, yeah. You know?
I know. The second day, I was like, man. The beginning of the second day, I was like, I got a long way to go. But then, yeah, once we ended the second day, the third day.
But it's weird though because like they had a lot of advice for it, and like we were joking like, that's for the weak, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like I'm built different in some way because John and I always joke that I have iron guts. And
didn't you eat a burrito?
That was proven. But people say that they throw up soup and like juice, you know, they have to like
start off with juice. And it scared me. After watching the fasting video, he's like, oh
really be careful in the refeeding stage. The refeeding could mess the whole fast up. That's like all this crazy
He said,
stuff.
I know someone who fasted after 24 hours and had a burger and they got so dazed that they passed out, and that scared me. That's why I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah, I thought like, is it literally gonna shock us physically? I'm gonna go into shock from eating too much. Like,
also, if I'm eating a burger, I don't want to throw it up, bro.
Yeah,
I'm trying to enjoy my meal.
But literally, I freaking
either way, that banana I had was so good, bro.
I had a burrito and like a liter of cactus cooler. Oh, and grilled onions.
Ooh,
I ate some grilled onions. That was my coming back meal.
That sounds good.
When I told John was like, I don't know. That didn't make no sense. He was like, that's crazy. And literally, we talked about it to Jimmy and Gabriel, and Gabriel was like, that would put me out. He was like, that would give me the flu if I came back and ate a burger.
Wow.
And even Jimmy was like, yeah, no, that'd be bad. So I don't know. I don't know what it is about my stomach that I was able to handle that. But, and don't get me wrong, like I definitely felt like I had to wait for my stomach to turn on. Like it felt like I just filled it for a second and it wasn't really like awake.
Oh, yeah.
So for a second I was worried. I was like, damn. Because it felt literally like, you know how when you put food in there and it just it moves.
Yeah.
I put food in there and for like an hour it was just like cool, and it didn't feel like I was
Like
digesting.
digesting? Oh wow.
Yeah, and so
that's
I was
scary.
like, damn, am I gonna throw this up at 3 a.m? Like, because it's just sitting in my stomach.
Yeah.
But then I was like, nah. I was like, don't limit
put that out
yourself
there.
with
Yeah.
people's fears. You know what I
Stress
mean?
when it gets there.
Just think about all the greatest things that people have done because it wasn't somebody to tell them they couldn't.
Oh.
So that's how I was kind of thinking about
yeah.
it. Like, don't let me hypochondriac myself and be like, I have to
Yeah.
because they said so.
Mhm.
Because I didn't even think about that before it, and then it was a fear of
Yeah,
ours.
yeah.
So then,
Yeah, but you also want to like be
careful.
educated.
Yeah,
and
not
be
do
dumb.
things
Yeah.
brutally. Yeah, like a
Mhm.
brute. But yeah, I was fine. I ended up staying up late that night. I told you I would because I mean, it's like you start living at midnight.
I was so excited to eat again.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna eat twice.
I literally went to sleep, set an alarm so I could hit the 72 hours. I was like, I'm eating.
And so I stayed up and then just playing video games and talking with like Gabriel and stuff.
Mhm.
And then I was fine. I went to bed. I was fine. I didn't feel like I had to wake up and throw up or anything. I slept through it. I will say this though: the next day, it kind of felt like because I've eaten really late before.
Yeah.
And it'll feel like you're still digesting in the morning. And I kind of had that feeling, which also had me worried again.
Yeah.
But then by lunchtime, I was like, nah, it's
good.
past. And then, when I finally had a regular movement, I was like, oh, okay, I'm back to normal.
For my second meal, I had a BLT at like a restaurant. And I remember thinking, man, I just barely had, like at midnight that same night, I barely had just yogurt, banana, and peanut butter, and a couple cashews.
You did the refeeding really responsibly.
Yeah.
Because even though I know it was fun for you, it was stuff you liked. It was like reasonable things like yogurt and nuts and a banana.
So I was like, okay, that's what they say to do. It's just like slowly ease yourself back into it, Yeah. I think the next meal should have been like chicken soup or like broth.
If I was a little more scared,
eggs.
I probably would have broken it with the pozole.
Okay, anyways. I was like, I feel like that's what I should do for my second meal. But I was like out with my friend, and I was like, I'm just gonna do a BLT. And I remember eating half of one. There was a big sandwich, so I ate one half, and then I was like, as I was finishing it, I was like starting to like feel like I'm pushing it, right? And then I was like, this is like a trauma response, I'm pretty sure. But whenever like someone pays for my meal, I always feel like I have to finish it to show that I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But
I feel like my mom would tell me that.
I was trying to like start eating it, but I was like, man, I can't, and I'm not gonna do that to myself. So I was like, I'm just gonna take it to go, But because I took a few bites, I was like, I'm starting to get nauseous, And I was like, and what made me quickly think out of that like space, that mental space, was like, I just did a fast. I shouldn't be pushing myself. Exactly. What the heck am I doing right now? So I'm just like, yeah. So I was like, hey, you need to chill. And then my friend knew I did a fast. So I'm like, take it easy, man. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, definitely down to try it again, and then how much weight did we lose? I lost 7 pounds.
I lost 5.
Nice.
Yeah, 5 pounds. Which surprised me because I thought after the first meal or two I would have like snapped back, like only lost 2 pounds. But I guess
that's a lot in 3 days.
Yeah.
Huh.
But also, like, I think me being a heavier person, like just having more mass to me, it takes more calories to get everything done.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so to like wrap it up, I just wanted to like speak on our self-growth. I feel like we've been working on ourselves a lot lately, just lately, you know? I think like sometimes I look back and I'm like,
I feel like it's fair for you to say a lot. I feel like you're more active about it.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I would say myself, I could just say I'm more conscious about it. I'm taking more steps, but I don't know. I feel like I'm not at the place where I could say I'm like
gonna take action.
Well, no, I'm taking action, but I don't feel like it's like some people. I don't know. I feel like you do it in so many ways that you can say you're doing it, and me, I'm like starting to accumulate ways. So I don't feel like I can say like I'm really making all that much progress just yet.
Russell.
But I would definitely say I definitely feel like I'm working on myself. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. I'm probably just overthinking it.
Yeah, I think so. Because I noticed a difference in you.
Yeah.
100%. Okay. And I'm not gonna add this right now, but like you've been coming on more episodes on my podcast.
Okay.
Like you're showing up just as much as I am right now.
Okay.
That says a lot to me.
It's like I told you. I like I don't just want to say these things. I believe them, and I want to believe them even when I'm sad. So that's why I'm like,
Okay. What was I gonna say? Oh, but sometimes I look back and I think, because sometimes I downplay my growth. I'm like,
Yeah,
You
I think
know?
that's what I was just doing right
Yeah,
now.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And I look back and I'm like, wow, like I was not the same person like 10 years ago. You know, even 1 year ago, even 10 months ago. You know?
Yeah, my disposition has been like just my mood has been better. Like
Yeah.
it sounds so silly, but just making my bed every morning. Like today, I didn't make my bed, and it bothered me. Like I was like, "Am I gonna have a bad day?" Like I literally thought that in my head for a second,
Uh-huh.
and no, it was a great day.
It's not to me. I'm just like I've made it such a long streak to where if I sometimes I even think I don't have time for that. I'm like, I don't have time for that right now. I'm like, I can't.
Today, I really didn't, because
Oh,
they'll send me
yeah.
home if I'm
Sometimes you'll
late.
have days like that.
But I
Yeah,
remember I got in the car and I was like, I didn't do it, and then I was like, I can't.
it
I was
starts
like,
to
I'm gonna
weigh
be
on
late.
you.
I was like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
be late. I can't be late over that.
yeah. No, but like if there's times like where I have the time,
Hmm.
like I fight myself on it. Like, nope, like I can't. I've made it this far. I gotta keep doing. You know, and it's
So
and
and
you feel like satisfaction
yeah,
after it. So.
it's really odd. Like I
Mhm.
was telling you, it's like a weird thing it does for me.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just feel like I'm more set to accomplish something or to have a good day.
Yeah.
And
And the energy in your room change is different.
yeah,
You know, every time I walk in, I'm like, it's nice and tidy in here. I
yeah,
like it. You know,
yeah,
I like it. You know, this is my
yeah.
space.
No, before it was like clothes on the floor and
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, and it helps you keep the rest of your room tidy. I
yeah.
think it sets the
Oh,
tone.
speaking of which,
What?
that's what I did. I
What?
remember I called you for the last 30 minutes because you
Uh-huh.
weren't here for it for the fast.
Hmm.
And like the 40 minutes before that, I was just cleaning my bathroom.
Oh yeah, that's
Because I remember
right.
thinking like, oh, now would be a good time for some more maintenance, like get it,
Hmm.
like keep it tight again, like it's getting a little loose.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and it takes my mind off of eating.
Hmm.
I'm smelling bleach. I'm not hungry
Yeah.
right now.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, yeah, it's just better. I feel better. I definitely feel like subconsciously, like cluttered room, cluttered mind,
Hmm.
and also like with self-esteem and stuff. I feel
Hmm.
like if you live wild, you don't like subconsciously you're like disrespecting yourself.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, because I've maybe been respecting myself more in that regard or
Hmm.
being more positive in that way,
Hmm.
I feel like it's changed my days. Like I used to rage a lot at work.
Really.
Like if I was ever having stuff I was upset about, it would
Hmm.
really come out when I'm delivering because all sorts of things happen. I don't know if it's just our dispatch. It sounds like other dispatches have issues. But for example, our boss bought the cheapest, most ridiculous Chinese phones. So much so that the new update that Amazon had,
Hmm.
it does not let us completely sign in with those phones anymore. So
Oh
now we
wow.
have to use our personal ones because it's
Mm.
such a third party phone, whatever, that like it doesn't have like regular clearance that like an iPhone or an Android would have to
Hmm.
just run certain apps.
Yeah.
And so now, since my phone's still messed up, my personal,
Ooh.
I have to every morning grab the iPad and the little jetpack of Wi-Fi and then like go and like sign in and then do like the Divic for the truck, like check the truck with it.
Yeah.
Um, but whenever little hiccups happen, like they don't have my stuff ready or I have a bunch of weird group stops, like that's when that would come out when I would just be like,
Oh.
and then I think because I bottle things up for people, like I don't really yell at people or anything like that.
Hmm.
That's when that comes out. Like I'll be driving and something bad will happen or somebody will cut me off or like the GPS will stutter and make me pass a house and I'll
Hmm.
just be like, what the fuck was that? And
Hmm.
like it's like I'm like overreacting, but at the same time in my head, I know I'm not doing it to somebody, so it feels like just like an opportunity to release steam. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Like if you had to punch something, you punch the wall. You don't punch somebody, right?
Hmm.
So that's what it feels like. Like I get to like let out.
Hmm.
Um, but ever since I've been trying to be more positive and thinking about what I want and like imagining having it and that I deserve it and that like
Hmm.
I'm also taking steps towards it, um, it's harder to be upset or stay upset.
Hmm.
And I also have like a more positive out. Like I'm feeling that momentum now.
Hmm.
The same way that you could start with like a small negative thought, and then before you know it, you're really upset and you've been thinking about bullshit for the last hour.
Yeah.
I've been getting that in the more positive trajectory.
Hmm.
So like I'll get excited, and then I'll really like try to resonate with the idea of having it and like that I can have it.
Hmm.
And it's like being told like you're gonna win the lottery in the future or something. You know what I mean? You're just like, oh, like you're excited for it. Like you look forward to it. You're happier during the day. Also, I've realized most of my negative thoughts are like old stuff that only applies if I'm living the way I was living then. Does that make sense? So
Hmm.
it's also like it doesn't really fit into like what I'm trying to become
what are you
now.
trying to build? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a mindset or an idea, or concept that's helped me keep going. Is that I remember there was a point in my life where I'm like, I wrote down, who is it that I want to be? Who is it that I want to like look like, right? Like my idea person, there's like no holding back. And I said, okay, someone who's confident, who speaks well, communicates clearly, isn't afraid to express themselves. And I'm like, how do you get there? You know, you could read all these self-help books, you can see all these motivational videos, but it's the actual act of doing it, even when it's messy, even when it's ugly, that's going to help me get there. It's the only way forward. So you have to get through that door. And I'm just like, man, that's what made it really scary for me at first, but I'm like, it's what I want. It's the price I have to pay, so I'm going to do it, you know?
Also, I really like, I had heard it before, but it really resonated with me the last time you said it. Pick your hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to be fat the way it's hard to be disciplined for the gym. It's hard to manage your money the way it's hard to be broke.
Yep.
You know, it's like, pick your hard. It's hard to manage your emotions and be patient and all that, but it's also hard to be alone. So pick your hard.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
right. So I recently also came to the realization that that thinking of having nice things for myself, I didn't realize before that that was something I felt uncomfortable with. It's like, why do I feel like I don't deserve nice things, or like to be able to have like money and be able to take care of myself? Like, why do I feel like I'm not, I don't deserve it?
It doesn't work. Yeah.
I really started sitting with it. I'm like, why? Like, what the heck is up with that?
Where did that come from?
Because then I started questioning and thinking like, and just even evaluating people around me who do have like, have it all, not have it all, but like,
but are better off.
But like, don't stress out in ways that are comfortable, in ways I want to be comfortable. And I'm like, and I feel like I'm a better person than some of them. Not to hate on them, but like, I'm more like empathetic. I'm compassionate. I'm a hard worker.
Yeah.
I'm such a hard worker, you know, and I don't know why I don't see value in myself enough to deserve that.
Right. Because if you describe somebody else with the way that you could describe you, you would definitely think they deserve that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, why am I beating myself up for that? So I started telling myself, I deserve to be blessed.
Yeah.
I deserve to be blessed. And the first few times I said it, I felt like this like resistance to it. Like, I didn't, like, why? No, you don't. I'm like, yes, I do.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I do, you know? So like, that's something I'm currently working on. And like, I feel like I'm starting to work through it. And that's why self-growth is such a beautiful thing, man. Because like, it's almost like levels. When you conquer something, something else comes up like, all right, look at what's next. You know, what else is there?
What else is there?
Blessings on blessings, man. And that was really tested today. It was funny when I was telling you about, work, and I was like, I came home all bummed, and I was thinking, man, like, I didn't think they liked me, and I was being too much, all that. And then it popped in my head. What's next? So we did that, right? We did that during the fasting.
Yeah.
Because we're trying
repetition, keep your mind right.
That what's next represents
breakthroughs.
Represents that we can conquer this.
Yeah.
Right? And that the next thing that's hard, we can conquer that too. We're trying to make it seem like it's easy. Because whatever obstacle we face, we can get through.
But that's the thing. That's the magic and power of your thoughts and your words. If we sat there the whole fast being like, this is fucking hard, this is bullshit, that's exactly what our whole experience would have been like. It's the fact that we kept being like, no, we're about it. Like, we can handle this. We're going to do it. Like, this isn't hard. Like, and we start to believe that. And that's why I think we did it so much, and you do it so much on your own, that it pops in your head when you're like having the wrong thoughts.
It was funny because like, when I was like I said, bummed when I came home from work, it just popped in my head, what's next? And I was like, I immediately went from being bummed to thinking, oh, this is a challenge I have to overcome. It was so crazy. And it quickly switched my thinking. Exactly. This is what's next. Right here is what's next. And then quickly I was like, what's next? Yeah. So that was like really cool to like experience. I was like, wow, like, it's working. So another like thing I'm trying to implement with mindset, right, is I guess manifestation. I believe in manifestation. You believe in manifestation? Yeah. And it's crazy because like it was really reaffirming this past week for me. Like, I didn't really see it. Like, I've always believed in it, but I saw a beautiful example of my manifestation coming true, right? It was first with the job. which was beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I was gonna go work. I mean, I was gonna go live in my dad's other house. I was gonna move away.
Yeah, in the other place.
You know, and
it's like an hour away.
And I was like, the only reason I was willing to stay was if I got a job that was nearby, because I didn't want to go all the way to 50 minutes out. Fuck that, man. That's gas, and then the traffic.
Also, a job that aligned with you. You didn't want to just have any job that you might be miserable at.
I know, and it's like a part of me was starting to think, am I being too picky? Do I need to like settle for less? But I'm just like,
there was a point where I thought you were kind of being a little too picky.
Yeah,
but then I thought about it, and then with you finding that job that I feel like fits you so much better than the other options, because there were some days that I had delivering where I was like, yeah, no, it's not for her.
Yeah.
Not that you can't handle it. I know that you can be a hard worker.
Yeah.
But just like the annoying parts about it, I was like, she doesn't need this right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, man, am I being too picky? I was like, so then I was like thinking maybe I need to humble myself. So then I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna go move at the other place, and I'm just gonna work at the gas station. You know, whatever. I'll do what it takes. And I also wanted to say I did what I could. You know.
Yeah. So you did your part, or you tried.
So it was so beautiful to get something that it seems like everybody's chill. I like my boss.
Closer, the job itself is cool.
Close, yeah.
Better job than gas attendant.
So I'm just like, and it's. I feel like it's gonna help me keep a schedule that's gonna allow me to still continue doing this work.
Which is important because
I would say this is my priority of anything, you know? And another manifestation that recently has come true for me is my car. Oh my gosh, I am so grateful for this.
I can't believe how that worked out, because it was like 2 lemons you almost bought.
Yeah.
Or you almost took.
Yeah.
And then to find it in such good condition.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So the reason so the way it had happened was my dad had found a BMW, and it was like a 2003. It had late registration, so it was gonna be expensive to like pay to renew that. And then I know there was a couple things wrong with it, and it was gonna be stupid on gas, stupid expensive.
Wasn't it like an 8-cylinder or something?
Yeah. So I'm just like thinking, and there's like a few hurdles to get the paperwork because he didn't have the title for it. So I know there's people.
Well, you told me about that. That was a whole problem.
Yeah.
He said that he didn't have, what was it? There was something he didn't have because he owed money on it, which is already like a problem. And so like what that made it sound like to me is like if they could have, they would have repoed the car, but he still has it and he owes the money. So now you're adopting that problem. And if you take that car, then you owe them that money, I think. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I was confused about the situation. No, what he had said is that he didn't have the title because the dealer closed down that he got the car from. And I'm just like, this is weird. Why wouldn't they have given it to you? I don't know. The whole situation was weird, but the whole point was that the car was free.
Yeah.
So what would it have really costed me? You know, a headache. That's what you know? So I was like, so I was trying to convince myself it's worth the headache because like where I'm at right now, I don't really have too many options, you know? Yeah. So... But then I'm really grateful for my dad, right? Because he helped me get this car. But I remember I picked him up one time, and we were in the car together, and he's like, you sure you don't want a brand new car? And I was like, I just don't want that stress on me right now, you know? Because I want to be like saving up. I want to be financially responsible right now. And that I just don't feel like that's the right route for me. And then he said, so what car do you want? And I said, I want my car. I miss my car. The car I had before, it broke down before I drove cross country in it. And the reason it even broke down, I told him, was because there was a screw this big that was going through the radiator because the previous owner decided it was a smart idea to screw in the license plate. And I didn't know that was a problem. It overheated the engine, and unfortunately it died out on me. And
it was an Accord 2003, right?
A Honda Accord 2003. And we put so much money into it.
The AC repair killed me. When you told me you lost the car and you just spent like, I don't know how many, we don't have to say, but hundreds on the AC situation.
And the catalytic converter I just changed. That wasn't cheap either.
No.
So it was like so heartbreaking to lose that car because I even loved it. You know,
and
that was my
AC
car.
was kicking, man. It was like a movie theater in there.
I know, bro. So like that really hurt me right there.
That hurt me right there. That right there.
That really hurt me right there.
But that's the craziest part is that, like, not only is like the paint nice, the interior is like...
Wait, let me get to that. So I was telling my dad, I was like, yeah, I really love that car. And then it's like, I know like it was expensive here and there to fix things, but it's nothing compared to other cars, you know? And it was always easy to find someone who could fix it or have, you know, someone do it for me. And And then, so I was explaining to him, it's a good car. If it weren't for that, I'd still have it today, you know?
Literally.
So then I said, if I had that, if I could really have any decision, it'd be to have that car again. And then tell me why, like 2 days ago, my dad calls me and he's like, hey, check this car out, right? He sends me pictures. It's my car. I was like, you're lying, dude. In the same color too, but it had new rims.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the heck? And it almost looks newer. So when we check it out, tell me why it's a 2007 Honda Accord with low mileage. And I'm like, nothing wrong with it, bro.
Literally, like he was saying, like the brakes aren't even that worn out yet. Mm-hmm. You got life on them. The tires had great tread. He changed the oil.
Yeah, the brakes were decent. Yeah. I was like, wow, and the AC cold.
Yeah. And then when you drove it, it was fine.
Smooth.
No hiccups, no nothing.
Gosh, it's so beautiful. And then
I don't know. Tell me this. Did your dad specifically look for that car, or is it coincidence?
No, it's coincidence. You know why?
Okay, because I was shocked. I thought your dad literally looked for that car.
No, that's what makes it so much more crazier. And it's and I think the reason it worked is because I wished for it and I let it go. Yeah. Because then I was like looking for cars at one point and I got tired that I couldn't find that car because I was looking for that car and I was like, man, I don't want these cars. And it's like if I found something similar, it had problems, and I was just like, nah. And what's crazy is that it didn't fit budget. Mm-hmm. So I'm really grateful because my dad actually went out of budget to get this car for me. And I was surprised by that. But
also, let's be fair. The price for that car is beyond reasonable.
I know. It really is.
That car could sell for $6,000 to $8,000 easy. Mm-hmm. Easy. Mm-hmm. So what he sold it to you for?
It's a blessing. Deal. Huge blessing.
And he even said it. He's like, because I because I get along with your father so well. Because I'm such a friend of your father. Mm-hmm. He was like, I'll do you guys a solid. I'll sell it at a discount. I
know, it's crazy. And you know how I said my dad didn't look for that car? He like called him up and he said, hey, do you have any cars for sale? He's like, yeah, I got a car for you. And it happened to be that car.
The ideal car.
Isn't it crazy?
Like literally. So now I'm gonna manifest a mint condition 2001 Lexus. Because I told you, I promise you, I've always had this feeling that like somewhere like Oregon or like maybe like, I don't know, the Midwest or something, right? You'll find a grandma that bought that car and only took it to the market every other, whatever weeks. Like it's got like 16,000 miles on it or something. Even if it had 100,000 miles, these cars are notorious for running well into 300,000 miles and being fine so long as maintenance and.
That's too loud.
But it was such a fantastical like situation. Like it's like a fantasy that you found literally the car nicer, newer.
Bro, I know.
So it makes me believe like I can really find that car new that some grandma owns and she'll sell it to me without having to charge me an arm and a leg, you know?
It's so crazy how it worked out. I was like, wow, so mind blown. And then what was I gonna say?
You did just talk about price of the car.
No, another thing I wanted, so that's it about the car. But another thing I wanted to bring up was that made me excited after the car, right? So now I'm starting to think anything's possible, right? Like I'm getting crazy now.
No, really,
yeah. But I know our dream is to go to Oregon, right? And I don't know. I just feel like it's such a vibe out there. I almost want a new adventure. I want to meet new people.
The thing is, we already had the idea to begin with, and I've literally lived in a part of Oregon, so it's like I know firsthand how different people are.
For years, it's been like a dream of mine. I'm not gonna lie. And I think even before I moved to Virginia, I always just like the thought of like forests. I love the nature aspect of it.
It's so green out there.
Love the nature aspect of it. And like I've always heard nothing but good things about the people who live there, and I really think like, I don't know.
The way I would describe it best is everybody treats you like they know your mom from church.
You know what also really convinced me to like just not even move there, but just leave here was when Kobe's like, why would you want to stay? And he gave this long ass list.
Everything wrong with California.
Like, he's got a really good point.
He's like, even the cool people are moving. He's like, Joe Rogan left. Hollywood isn't Hollywood anymore. Like
he's like, the gas is insane. He's like, if you want to be like an influencer or something like that, you can
do that anywhere. Yeah, you can do that in like Pakistan.
I was just like, what the? He's like, what's there? He's like, the beaches are filled with homeless. And they're shitting in it. And I'm like, that's a good point. He's like, there's homeless everywhere. He's like, the hospitals were full. And there's so many like mentally ill people, they're hurting others. I'm like, dang, that's crazy. the housing prices.
Yeah.
Like it really doesn't make sense to stay here. I was like, wow, like that really woke me up. I was like, he has a good point.
It's ridiculous how different the prices are. I don't know exactly now, but like I remember even hearing rappers talk about like the reason why they had a house in Atlanta or other places is because they could have so much more out there for the same price. Like ridiculous. Like you could have a mansion without being able to afford a mansion here over there. So.
But I thought what was really cool and really affirming was when we were going out to get groceries. And I believe in angel numbers. I don't know about you. Yeah. But we saw an Oregon license plate with 333, and I got so crazy excited. I was like, "That is a sign!"
And then, like not 5 minutes later, we saw another Oregon license plate.
Yeah, that was crazy too. Oh my gosh, life is only gonna move up from here. I really do believe it.
I believe in signs like that.
Yeah, and it's really all about the mindset. I think anybody can achieve what they want. It's just how you think, how you move, how you act, how you treat other people.
Yes. So like going back to what you said about thinking about it and then letting it go.
Yeah.
I still think about things like that here and there, like being in physical shape and stuff like that. But like you say, in the sense of letting it go, I don't think about it from a point of loss. I don't feel like I'm at a loss because I don't have it yet and I need it and I'm at a loss. And in that sense, I just think about already being grateful for it as if I have it because I will have it. Like I'm completely confident in that I will have it. And like you said, try to visualize already having it. And in that sense, that's like me letting it go. Like I'm no longer like I need it. I'm just like, it's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, to me, I like prepare. I move like it's going to happen.
Exactly.
You know, like I'm planning things because I know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's how I treat it at.
And I really believe in that sense of like manifesting, like that. So it's like, and then just seeing it happen with you firsthand, as crazy as it has recently.
I know, bro, it's crazy.
I could say one other way. So I was 50-50 on work, right? Because I would rage, sometimes I wouldn't appreciate good days. And so I would be afraid of bad days. Because I have had like 1 or 2 bad days where it's just shitty routes. Like half of them are apartments. And they're apartments I don't know. So I'm taking twice as long on something that takes twice as long.
Wow.
And then they stress us about RTS times. If it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't, be so stressed about it. But I remember, like, especially with your brother always saying, like, you know how like Marcos is always like, oh, like manifest it. Like if you think like, oh, I'm gonna have a fucked up day, you will.
Yeah.
And so because I know that I have manifested negatively before, that's why I have so much faith in it now positively, because I have been that person before that's been like, this is fucked, it's gonna get worse, and then it always does when you have that mentality.
That's because you're looking for it now.
Also, I've been in like, I've self-sabotaged because I felt like I don't deserve things, like you said earlier, and that was me literally manifesting my failures because I felt like I didn't deserve it and I was afraid and I expected shit to end horribly. It always did when I had that mentality. And I remember talking, like at one point I sought help to like kind of share my ideas and stuff, like see like if I could get some help from like speaking to somebody.
Yeah.
And that's a trend that they noticed. They noticed that the more I told them about certain job opportunities and things that I like let kind of go, they were always saying that I was operating from fear and that I was self-sabotaging myself. Like sometimes I'd have really good starts with people and they thought that I was gonna be like a lifelong employee for them, and like cool people, like people in the music industry, they're paying me good money, and I would always find, like, I remember the last job I remember the clearest that I messed up. I didn't fail her specifically in any task, but my availability became a joke.
What does that mean?
Like my self-sabotage for that one was I started making myself less and less available, so she found somebody else.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is a crazy thing, because when you think about it, like if I had just been more available and more responsible, then like I probably could have been her employee for a great amount of time, and I really enjoyed working for her. Just in general, I liked her vibe. And then she was just a cool lady. Like I remember she was like in this business venture, and like because of her involvement and success in it, she had literally bought like, it must have been like $1 million condo or something like that, and it was in like Sherman Oaks or Studio City, and it was, I don't know how much they cost, to be honest with you, but it was up there. It was in a nice area, and she like owned it, and it was cool. Like I remember thinking like, this is a great place, and she got that just from that business. It had nothing to do with her other professional, career, or like you know, through her marriage, like that was all hers, and she did that. I remember thinking like that's a boss lady. Yep. Like I'm impressed. Like I remember thinking like I want to adopt her habits and her mindset. But like I said, I shot myself in the foot for that one. And it's tough too, because she was so generous to me and nice to me, and she paid me really well, and she always treated me with a lot of respect, and just one of those things I let go, you know? Wow. So that's why I believe so much in really manifesting things positively, because I feel like I've corrupted my existence being negative. Yep. So it's, and because I've decided to be more positive, and like he said, I'm gonna have a great day. And there's like a slight sliver of me that's a cynic or like a pessimistic person that always goes like, life isn't going to be perfect. Yeah. That's just real, right? But you can choose how you react to it. And so in that sense, if I say I'm going to have a great day, I can get into such a rhythm and such an energetic level that even if I have a shitty day, it can't drag me down. So in that sense, it feels like they always are good days. Yeah. But even without that more realistic mindset or view of it, I've literally told myself, like, I realized I've been very fortunate at work with my routes and stuff and all that. Oh, that's good. And so I thought about it, and I was like, no, I am. I'm blessed. I'm lucky. I'm fortunate, and I'm going to keep being fortunate. And like, that's just one of the blessings I get to enjoy. Yep. And they literally moved me from my old 2 routes that I was worried. I was like, man, where am I going to end up? Because there was like a month where I was doing all different routes, like everywhere. Yeah. By the mall, Lake LA, whatever, right? And then they kept giving me, like, the most out of that, I would get Quartz Hill. And so now I'm always in Quartz Hill. And even if I have a different number, like, because there's like 3 similar routes that are in the same place, it's just always easy. Like, it's weird. Like, I've been so much happier at work. It's felt so much easier, so much, like, nicer. And I think a lot of it has to do with, again, manifesting. Like, I'm moving with that attitude. I'm not allowing myself to become negative, because that changes your perspective, and your perspective is essential for your reality. Yeah. So I feel like all that's made a lot of effort in that sense. Like, I could say I think I've done like a baby manifestation in work. Oh, because nice. Work feels so much better, and I could easily rage over it or look at the bad stuff about it. But I've been very happy and motivated at work recently. That's good. I'm proud of you, dude. Thank you. So I think that would be one of the ways that I've noticed it firsthand for me. Yeah. I wanted to go back to what is it? My car, because I realized another aspect of my self-growth that I realized is that I was struggling with the price of the car, because initially my dad said that it was going to be a lot less the budget than what it actually turned out to be. And I was struggling with like him spending more money on me, because I didn't want to stress him out, be a burden, yeah. You know. And it was a hard pill to swallow, but I come to the realization that you can't do life alone, you know? And I think I'm almost facing the challenges of like accepting help, because I needed to learn that it's okay to accept help. Because I was like in a really poor position leaving my last relationship. I was like, I'm basically starting over. Yeah. You know, I didn't even get the monetary value of the car that I had, even though I was kind of told that I was. But it is what it is, you know? I almost feel like I'm in this position to learn from it. That's how I'm taking it as now, you know? Interesting. So, but not getting that, and really like being, it bothered me, because like I'm in a position to where that could have helped me. Yeah. You know? And it's like, it's not like I have all the time in the world to like wait for that to figure itself out.
Yeah, because it's like I need a job like ASAP. And what's going to help me get one? A car, you know? So that's like really in the way, and it's not like I can just let time fly by and just keep sitting here waiting for it
on somebody else's time.
Yeah, exactly. So then I was just like, I need to figure something else out. That's the switch in mentality that I was forced to make. It's like, and if that meant accepting help from people, then let it be that. Yeah. And at first it was uncomfortable, but now like,
I think that goes back to like the self-worth and like being like do you deserve things?
Which is weird, because I'm like such a giver. Like, to me, it's no big deal.
That's the irrational part of it for me too. Is like
it's no big deal. And if I was in a position of like that, I'm like, yeah, buddy,
you're super generous with all of us, and it's crazy, because like I feel like I've been like that with people too, in the sense. So it's weird that like for us it's so easy to like host people, give them stuff, cook for them. like you want to give them what you would want to get or experience, right? Like a really great experience.
I also just love making other people feel loved.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that feeling. Exactly. Yeah.
And so it's like, but then when it's for us,
it's just like, oh no, I don't deserve it.
Like I had really good friends at CSUN. I had really good friends at church, like Kevin and all that. And that little spot of homelessness that I experienced, yeah, I felt like I couldn't ask anybody for anything. I felt so much shame. Wow. Like the shame of asking for help was worse than sleeping outside.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And it's the wildest thing. That's how you know it's like really like I'm looking at that real backwards. Yeah. Because I literally put myself through unnecessary suffering out of a pride or low self, whatever.
And they would have helped you out too.
It's crazy because when I told Kevin, his eyes watered. He goes, "Why didn't you say anything?" Damn. And I was like, I was so ashamed, dude. Damn. I was so ashamed.
Well, I'm glad you're in a better place, bro. Way better. Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, what I've learned is that you can't do life alone. No. You know? Yeah. And I'm grateful for my blessings, you know, because I always think like I still have it better than a lot of people.
Imagine people that don't have anybody.
I know. That literally haunts my brain sometimes.
Like I remember seeing a movie where somebody got out of jail. It was like this older lady. She got out in like her 40s and she had nobody. Imagine that. Imagine being a 40-year-old woman and you're starting your life over after prison. And you don't have an uncle, you don't have a friend that you can go crash at, nothing. Yeah. So life can be very beautiful.
That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes it's so easy to think that you don't have much, when in actuality you have so much.
Oh my God. My sister watched this super sad movie. I don't know where it was, but it was some sort of Asian country and it was being like war-torn. And there's like this scene where basically like a village gets attacked. It gave me the feeling of like Thailand or Vietnam. Yeah. And so this village gets attacked. There's like all these fires and whatever, right? Gunfire. And there's this little girl and she's like 6 or 7 years old. And she starts losing her mind because she can't find her little brother in the middle of everything. And she's just standing there crying and she's like running around looking for her brother that's like 4 years old or something. And I just remember thinking like, bro, we have it so easy. Like, she lives in a war-torn country. Every day her brother could die. Yeah. Like, what are we worrying about?
I know. I know. I used to tell
myself.
And then
at that age, she's dealing with that. You know what I mean? Like, at that age, like, that's hard for anybody, let alone a child. Like,
I know. I used to tell myself, like, whenever I had it tough, like, something stupid comes up, I'm like, it's okay. It's a first world problem. It's not a third world problem. First world problem. I ain't got third world problem. I got first world problem. That's okay. I'll take that any day, you know? Like, we're honestly blessed, bro. I really think so.
Yeah, and then another thing too, like you said, to remember when you're blessed and stuff like that, without to go into too much detail, but like about like my more recent situation and everything and the way that like things developed and stuff, like everything happened so perfectly, you know what I mean? Or like in a way that I couldn't have even planned or like imagined. Like with your mom bringing it up to begin with and all that stuff, like that's crazy that she would even just have that idea in her mind during that time period. Yeah. Like, what are the odds? And again, goes back to the whole shame thing. Because even if we had talked about me hanging out a lot, or even if that had come up in conversation, I think if it wasn't for your mom bringing it up, I never would have brought it up. Wow. And you remember my situation. Yeah. Those were my breaks. It was my weekends. Yeah. And then the rest was just back to that.
That's crazy. But yeah. But I think to just like conclude this, I just want to be able to say, no, I think in order to conclude, how do I end this?
In conclusion.
So in conclusion. So
the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
I swear. I just wanted to, express that I'm really grateful. And that I think it's only up from here.
Exactly. That's what else I think. Is there?
What else is there? What's next? Blessings on blessings.
Blessings on blessings.
Yeah. So
praise God.
Praise God. And yeah, so let's see where else we go from here. I think one of the core messages I want to spread is that no matter where you are, you can always move forward and move up, I think
that's true. Because think about it. Like, I've even seen like the Count of Monte Cristo, right? He gets falsely imprisoned. And what does he do? Does he just rot away and get bitter? No. he starts reading whatever he can read. I think he finds like notes or something. He gets in prison with this older guy. The older guy used to be a sword fighter. So then they start training. Like he literally starts working out, getting his like physical abilities up for when he plans to escape. So even though he was literally in a cage, he still found ways to move forward.
Dang, that's crazy.
Isn't that wild? Like he would work out when the guards were gone. He would practice
mind's a powerful thing.
Fighting with the old guy.
Resolve.
Yeah, resolve. Yeah. So it's like if he can do that in a prison cell, what can you do in your room? What can you do in your house? And like,
if you have the mentality to solve it, you're gonna find the answer. I really do believe so. So that's like one of the biggest messages I want to spread, share, and hopefully help people implement. But yeah, so thanks again for coming on, Gonz. I appreciate you. And thank you guys for listening. Take care of yourselves. Peace out.